am live. Did you like that professional countdown? What a wank. Okay. Antonio, first in the house. Eric Cartman. How did you guys get in? Before I even started the broadcast, because this was not scheduled. I guess you got alerted, did you? Because you couldn't have known the unique URL. And Andrew from the old dart. Kurtagal, hello. Ian Scott Johnson in the house again. I have no idea where the NFLD is. Frank, where is the NFLD? Hey, Nikki. Mobile phone. You got alerted on your mobile phone. See, that's weird. It shouldn't have, because it was not, I did not do my regular schedule thing. I went live straight away, but I hadn't clicked go live yet. So I guess it must create it. It must create it and then announce people before I actually hit the go live button. That's interesting. That's the only way I can explain it. That's very interesting. So, and my Odyssey chat is up and running. It's interesting. That's the only way I can explain it. Pause that bastard. All right. Haven't had your coffee yet. Give it up. I have no addictions. Maybe chocolate. I don't know. But, yep. Dave Paul Jones. Another Dave Jones in the house. I'm an L, not a P. Daniel Pascal. Good name. I used to be into Pascal. As in the programming language. Newfoundland, Canada. Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. I think I've asked that before on here, way back. Newfoundland, Canada. Right. You have to be specific. Instead of Canada, screw that. I'm not with those other Canadian wankers. I'm from Newfoundland. God damn it. But it's a very provincial thing in Canada, isn't it? It's a very provincial thing. I mean, nobody, like, it's not like, say me in Sydney, right? I don't say I'm from New South Wales. Like, I don't say it to other people around the world. I don't, like if I'm overseas and somebody asks, where are you from, mate? I don't say New South Wales, right? Nobody says New South Wales. You might say Sydney, of course, because everyone, but then you go Sydney, Australia. You would never say you're a state or your province here, I guess. They're not called provinces here, but waited for a while and didn't see no countdown. Interesting. Okay, well, just showed up in the listing. Right, there you go. Because I had not clicked go live yet. And it wasn't scheduled. So StreamYard must be doing must be releasing it as soon as I come into the screen. That's weird. I didn't expect that. That's why I was amazed when you showed up first. It happens when I schedule it because it's scheduled. So it actually generates the thing and gives you a date and time when I'm going to go live. Hey, Dalo from Indonesia. Jay, you got the phone announcement as well. Everyone using this shoe phone. Don't get all this shoe phone rubbish. I'm live in New Jersey. What's the time in Australia? It is 9:20 a.m. on a Saturday, March the 19th. It's still March the 18th, somewhere else. Everywhere else, most likely. Well, Yankee land. Hello, Dave, the EEV king. Yes, I am the king because there are other imitation EEVs who occasionally turn up in the chat. There are other EEVs. So I am the king of EEVs. I will take that. Turbo Pascal 7. Yep. Yeah, I wasn't going to stream this weekend because I am supposed to be at the EV Expo at the Castle Hill Showground, but it was just cancelled because it's bloody raining again. Bloody well raining. Test what power supply today? Was I supposed to test a power supply? Huh? Heinrich. Yes, I am. I did think of a new project. I wanted, let me know. Okay, I'll update the chat. Let me know. I will ask for everyone's opinion in a second. So I'll tell you what it is first. I want an ESR meter. Like I've got my ESR meter. Where is it? My Bob Parker ESR meter, right? But I want an in-circuit ESR meter that not just gives me the value, right? Because you can buy those. I think Peak Atlas make one. We're very expensive though, by the way. I think it's a couple $100. Like I want an in-circuit ESR meter that not only gives you the display, but also maybe has like a button on it that has ESR and like regular ESR and low ESR caps. And but the thing is, I want it so it automatically has like a little dual line LCD or something. Automatically has like a database of typical capacitor values in there. Now the Bob Parker ESR meter and others, they typically have like a label on the back or something so that you can look, you know, so that you can compare the values to a chart. Because otherwise, if you're doing it every day, you know, you might have the values memorized. Oh, yeah, half an ohm, that sounds about right for that capacitance value, and it's a low ESR one and stuff like that. But I thought that it could, you know, it could read out it could measure the capacitance value, and given the capacitance value, it could give you an ESR, and then whether or not, you know, it could tell you whether or not, you know, it's pass-ish or fail-ish, you know, something like that. Is that worthwhile? Yes or no in the comments. Is that worthwhile? Designing something like that. The key thing, but because it's been done before, the key thing is my bandwidth is falling. Oh, maybe. And I am definitely not talking fancy pantsy. Like I'm not talking a fancy pantsy molded case and everything. I'm just, you know, what happened with my bandwidth? I don't know. You're pixelated. Potato vision. Okay, I assume my audio is still good. Did everyone, yes? Did everyone hear me properly? Has my audio broken up? Or is it just the video that's gone? I don't know why I am pixelated. I have no idea. Mishash that because something dropped. Blurry and sound is poor. Video is fine. It's improved. It's come back, has it? Audio okay, video no bloody good. Good now. Okay. Yes, I hear and see you on Twitch. Audio's good, it's fixed. Audio went crap. I'm going to have to repeat myself. Okay. Okay. Right. Audio is fine. Now it's good. Water in the internet. Yeah. There's water in the internet. Hang on. I'm just looking for... No. You would think I'd have it here, but I've probably lost it. Nah, it's missing in action. Missing in action. All right, I'm back. Okay. There's a cloud over the solar roadways. Okay. I have no idea who Shango is. Anyway, I will repeat that, but lost me earlier. Okay, I will repeat. Somebody asked if I'm thinking about doing this project, an in-circuit ESR meter, but there are many of them. I've got a Bob Parker ESR meter, and Peak Atlas, they make one, but it's like a couple $100, and it's in-circuit, and all of them just give you the value, right? They just give you the ESR value and maybe the capacitance value, right? So what I was thinking is having a little ESR meter, cheap thing, that not only told you the ESR, of course, but maybe it would also have a switch on it that had low ESR or regular ESR, so that if you know that you're measuring a low ESR cap, you set it to low ESR mode. Doesn't change the signal or measurement or anything. It just but what it has is a database of typical capacitance values. So it knows what capacitance it is, right? And so it gives you that band. So it will then estimate it will have a database of tables of typical ESR values that it should be within, right? And if it's within that, it's, it says pass or whatever, but it does give you the values as well. Because normally the ESR meters that you get, they have to have like a written table on the back, and you've got to look, you have to read the table and, oh yeah, okay, it's 1000 mic and it's a low ESR type, therefore it should have this range of capacitance values. But you could program that in. You could have like a little 2-line LCD or something. Would that be good? Would people buy that? Yes or no in the chat? Would people buy one of those? Or if something is available like that, tell me. Also include a leakage tester, says Pascal. You can't do that in circuit. I'm talking about in circuit. Yes, yes, build it and ship it. Yes, yes, I would. Yes, sounds awesome. No wuckers. Which means yes, for those who don't understand Australian. Not for you. Daniel doesn't want one. That's fine. Like, it isn't, like, basically, if you don't do servicing, it's of absolutely no value to you, really. Because if you're working on your new designs, you know the caps you put in. Hopefully, you know the caps you put in are good, so you know it's not an ESR problem. So it's only for repair stuff. Hang on. No, I don't have to go far. There you go. There's your calculator for you. If you build it, the monthly wallets will come. Hi, if graciously want to... What? Want to prepare an episode about the thermal camera. Why would I do an episode about a thermal camera? I've done many videos using my thermal camera. Do you want a review or something? If that's the case, I have no interest in reviewing thermal cameras. What's Vultar? Zachary? Zachary wants to vacation here in Australia. Do you have any recommendations for Vultar? I have no idea what Vultar is. Is that some weird sexual thing? I don't know. I have no idea what Vultar is. Yeah, I want to come to Australia, but I want to get me some Vultar. I have no idea. If I had to choose between Atmel or Microchip, would it be a PIC 16 or PIC 18? Well, it depends on the task. I'm a bit of a PIC 16 fanboy myself. Don't want to go overkill if you don't have to. Simple tester that says low or normal ESR is all I want to test forgotten ratings from my parts bin. Right. Right. The thing is, like, if you wanted to enter in the capacitance value, then it needs like a keypad, like, or some dicky little interface or something. So the problem with the ESR meter is that it can measure the capacitance, of course, but then it's got to assume that capacitance is roughly correct, and then it's got to use that as the lookup table. So you still have to do a manual verification, right? You still have to do the mental verification that, yeah, it's okay, it's telling me this capacitor is good, but it thinks it's a 100 mic cap when it's actually 1,000 mic, right? So, you know, yep. Although it doesn't work both ways. No, it works the opposite way, because if your capacitor is never going to gain capacitance, right? It's never going to, well, it could. There's some failure mode where it could gain capacitance. But, well, actually, no, for an in-circuit ESR meter, you're not measuring. You're not measuring capacitance, so it's pointless. I didn't think this through enough, did I? Yeah, I didn't think this through enough. Okay, it just dawned on me. You can tell how much thought I've put into this. It just dawned on me that, yes, if you're using it in circuit, you can't measure the capacitance, okay? You can't measure the capacitance, so in circuit. So you can measure the ESR, but you can't measure the capacitance accurately. So that's blowing. So you really have to enter the capacitance value in. How would you do that? How, like, you know, obviously like a keypad would be the most efficient way, but a keypad is big and clunky, right? Sure, you could have a couple of buttons to scroll up and scroll down each. You could have dip switches. Like, yeah, no, I didn't think that one through, did I? Yeah, there'll probably be another Jelly Bean Parts video. Yeah, if I get off my ass, yep. It gains a little capacitance around the equator as it ages. I was going to do a video on which capacitance, what you need in a capacitance meter to measure in circuit. So I was going to do that, but I think both of mine I've got here will measure in circuit. I have to do some tests. I know one does. Yes, that is a Voltaire AM stereo. That's 2 AM stereo. Yes, that's how it's done. You have to do it at 100 kilohertz because 100 kilohertz is the standard, and you have to do it at higher frequency anyway. But yeah, 100 kilohertz is the de facto industry standard for measuring ESR, and which is the value you get in the data sheet. And at low voltage, yes, so it doesn't turn on semiconductor junction, so it's got to be under 0.6 volts, and that's what my video is going to be about. Because if you go measure, oh, yeah, I thought I saw it there in the background. If you go measure the output voltage of this, right, it is a couple of volts, right, which won't measure in circuit. But this one does actually measure in circuit, because if you actually measure, well, it depends on the value. If you put this in circuit and measure the in-circuit value, it drops from a couple of volts down to like 0.2 volts or something like that, right? So it does actually work in circuit. But not for, it won't do that over the whole range because of the series shunt resistor, and you know, which it's using to measure the capacitance and stuff, right? So yeah, but it can measure in circuit because it only puts out, when it's loaded down with a suitable size capacitor, it only puts out a nominal 0.2 volts or something like that. So yeah, I was going to show that. I was going to do a video showing that. Yep. Yeah, keep it simple. Yeah, like I just didn't think that one through. That was, yeah. So it can't know. So unless you enter the value in, unless you enter, yep, it's 8,000 microfarads, right? Oh, 8,000. Don't know why I picked 8,000 there. Why did that pop out of my head? Okay, let's run with 8,000 microfarads. It's a big ass cap, right? 8,000 microfarads. Unless you enter 8,000 microfarads, it doesn't know what to expect, right? So it can't just go, oh yeah, it's, you know, it's an ohm. It's fine, pass. Like, you just can't do it. So yeah. Rotary encoder. Yeah, but rotary encoders are bigger and expensive, though. That's the problem. Yeah, rotary encoder's sexy, but it's big and expensive. Old school pots. Gas prices in Australia. You mean petrol? It's not called gas here. Gas here is natural gas, which you use to fire up your Barbie. Petrol. Well, I could tell you. Hang on. Petrol spy, fuel check. The government, my tax dollars, has given us a tool. No, I don't want the location. Okay, I'll share my screen. Boom. Here you go. There you go. Petrol. It's over $2 minimum, absolute minimum for E10, that ethanol rubbish. E10. So it's $2 a litre. Looks like average of 217, 219. So this is just around my area, right? This is just around here, right? The EEVblog lab is in Norwest Business Park, right? So the local Coles, the nearest servo. Oh, there's a new one up here which used to be a Macca's. Well, no, sorry, still is a Macca's. Yeah, so around my area is 217. $2.17 a litre. I don't know. You can calculate that in Yankee bucks per gallon. Yes, Ara, that was so sad. That was so sad. Neil, yeah, Anton Petrov's son died. Yeah. Yeah, he was only like, what, a couple of months old? So sad. And he's still doing videos. I told him in the comments. not that he's reading the comments, but yeah, I told him, go and take a month off, for goodness sake. Don't worry about making content. Jesus. Yeah, very sad. Life sucks. Yeah. Yeah, in-circuit measurements are really, yeah, they're really a quick check, only if ducts are perfectly aligned. Yeah, like, basically, if you saw one that's bulging, right, you would just take, like, you wouldn't even bother measuring it. You would just take it out, right? Yeah. Yes, reefer capacitors are still manufactured today. Why would anyone buy them? Backward compatibility, bomb compatibility, stuff like that. They've been certified in X product. Yes, they still make the reefer. Yeah, reefer still make the. It's owned by Vishay now. I think it's Vishay, but anyway, yeah, yep. They still make them. They still make them in the same style and the same tech. Yeah. That's because the planet is flat, and yeah, on one side of the planet, on one side of the disk is we have different time zones on our flat planet. Oh, the test kit. No, I don't. Nah, I couldn't be bothered. I'm not that keen. What's the difference between a MOSFET and an IGBT? Well, a IGBT is like a hybrid. It has it's like has a robust NPN junction, it has a robust like a bipolar transistor, but it has an insulated gate. hence the name IGBT. It's insulated gate bipolar transistor. So it has the advantage of a voltage-driven, it's a voltage-driven bipolar transistor instead of a current-driven bipolar transistor. So it's there's like so IGBTs, you'll find those in like really like grunty high power things that need the robustness of the bipolar transistor, but they want the advantages of the gate drive of the MOSFET. Yeah, it's more complicated than that, but yep. It's kind of like the best of both worlds. It's kind of like one of those magical inventions, you know, that... Mike says, can't you measure the capacitance and ESR separately? Yes, yes, you can, Mike. Yeah. Yes, the meter could still measure the capacitance, but the problem is, like, the killer feature, I guess, of this product was that it was going to know what the capacitance was, so that you could measure, so that it could give you a pass veil or a band. It'll maybe display it as a bar graph, and here's your value within this particular band for that capacitor in circuit. And unfortunately, it doesn't know the capacitance unless you take it out of circuit, and at which point, well, you've defeated the entire... Well, no, you haven't defeated the entire purpose. It's still handy, I guess. It's still handy, but yeah. Then it becomes yet another ESR and yet another capacitance meter. It becomes a peak Atlas thing. It'd basically be the same as the peak Atlas one, but even a low-cost version of the peak Atlas one, because that one costs a couple $100, doesn't it? I think the peak, can somebody price check the peak Atlas ESR meter? DAS is your 786 arrived. Excellent. It is a good meter. I like the 786. Great for ESD ones. ESD caps. Well, yeah, there's ESD caps. SMD caps. But you don't really have to, well, you're talking about SMD electrolytic caps, not, you know, not the ceramic jobbies, because they're not going to go, well, they could, it's hard for a ceramic capacitor to go high ESR. It's not the same failure mode. Thank you for the super chat, Eric. Got me through COVID. I'm a total newbie to electronics. Got the magic smoke a few times. Excellent. Excellent. Good to hear. Yep. You don't learn anything unless you blow shit up and stuff fails. Seriously. Like, if you build something up and it works, okay, you might have learned a little bit. You've learned how to build something. Maybe you've had, you know, you've learned how to, you know, it's, okay, you've designed a successful circuit and it works. But really, the learning happens when stuff doesn't work and you've got to troubleshoot it. Oh, did somebody answer the Voltar thing? Touch rotary encoder, you know, yeah, like you could implement a keypad as a, well, you'd only need, I guess you could get away with 4 buttons, because, like, you would really only need 4 buttons because all you care about is the microfarad range, right? So it's not like you've got to enter units or anything. So you could have 4 buttons and just cycle through each of the 4 digits, like, and limit it to 10,000 microfarads, right? And limit it to 1. So you just, if it, you know, so you just press each button, so you could have a capacitive touch on each button, right? All 4 buttons for all 4 characters. You can just have a capacitive touch on a PCB with a silkscreen overlay, right? And you hit that and it just cycles through. It just cycles through the values. That'd work. That'd work. £1.70 a litre in the old dart. What's that? I don't know. What times 1.5? That's a little bit more expensive than here, I think. Sounds a little bit more expensive than here. Or is that? Yeah. Yep. That's more expensive than Australia. It's over $3 there. Is that in Yankee land? Oh yeah, it's getting cheap. What is it? $5 a gallon in Yankee land, and everyone's outraged. Well, you voted for it. You voted for it. Congratulations. Slow clap. You voted for it. Oh, there's so much voters' remorse now. Who's $8 a gallon? I assume I missed that. Imperial gallon is 4.5 litres. US gallon is 3.8. Okay. I don't. Oh, okay. I assume you use a. Okay, an imperial gallon versus a US gallon. Okay. Australia has one of the lowest taxes on petrol per litre, but registration costs, yeah. Well, cars are more expensive here, you know, because you've got to ship the freaking car from overseas. It's not cheap to ship a car, let alone all the, you know, all the other taxes we got. But yeah. Dude, Christian, you do realise that it's practically my catchphrase to call something rubbish, right? You do realise when I say ethanol rubbish, right? Chinese rubbish, Yankee rubbish, right? And you do realise I say that in practically every video, right? It's a catchphrase of mine, right? You do realise this. No, obviously you don't realise this. Well, now you know. Isn't petrol more expensive in Sydney than outside of Sydney? Not usually. Not usually. I've got my map here. Hang on. Can I zoom out on my map? Can I? Okay, I'm going up the mountains, right? I'm going up the Blue Mountains. Same price. Same price. Let's go out the west. Let's go out to Bathurst. Let's go out to Bathurst and race around the Bathurst motorway. It's cheaper at Bathurst. They might be price gouging in Sydney. Let's go out to Lake Parks. Let's go out to the Parks Radio Telescope. Oh, sorry, I'm not showing you this. $2.10. Wow. Wow. Is that Dubbo up there? Wow. Yeah, I think it's more expensive in Sydney. Wow, that's pretty rare because that's usually not the case. Usually it's more expensive out in the sticks. 217, yeah, it's a solid, like at least 215 average. Oh, maybe it's well over 210 out here, but it's certainly not more expensive out there. Wow, 215, and if you get towards the North Shore, of course, they probably push up the prices on the North Shore, do they? Because that's where all the richies live. That's where Hitchy Rich lives, right? Richie Rich. How about south of the harbour here? Harbour, where the Opera House is, because these are all Richie Riches. No, 2.9, but yeah, but there's no cheap ones, right? There's no cheap ones. Whereas if you go to the western suburbs, right? Western suburbs, yeah, right? There you go, $1.95, right? At Speedway, $1.95, yeah. So it's consistently cheaper out west. And this is all in Sydney, right? This is like for those who don't know, Sydney's all of this. Sydney is all of that. All those dots you see there are Sydney. Even extending right out here and right out to Penrith out here. So there you go. Yeah. All prices are bullshit. It's just, yeah. Da, da, da. Did a 2,000k trip, Bob. That's a road trip and a half. 350 in the nether regions. Wow. Yep, it's a flat planet on the back of its turtles all the way down. Fred? Mike asks, why can't you measure the capacitance in circuit? You could I don't know. I don't think you can. There's too many other parasitics involved. There's too many other stuff. There's too much other stuff around it. You wouldn't get an accurate reading because it's got to. Well, depends if it depends on the circuit configuration. But I can imagine it not being. It certainly would not be consistent. It would not be good because the way you measure capacitance with the capacitance meter is to put a series resistor. You put a resistor in series with it, and then you can calculate, right? But yeah, there's too much other stuff around. Simply, okay, just what you do is you go in circuit. Go where there's caps. Go and put your resistance meter, right? Do we have a board? Let's put our resistance meter across some main filter caps. Oh yeah, hang on. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, we've got a typical board where you'd use an in-circuit ESR meter, right? Let's measure the ohmskis. I won't bother firing up my on-circuit multimeter. Sorry. Oh, hang on. I'm gonna have to kill that. There we go. Right. So. All right. So, got our ohmski range. I can't remember what the output voltage of this is. I have to measure it. But it's actually going to be quite high when it's open. Well, no, on the ohms. Well, okay. No, that's my 555 meter. I haven't got a battery in that. Here we go. All right, to see if it's going to turn on. Any semis? Yeah, as expected, 2.2 volts. Okay, but. Well, yeah, no, that's not going to work. Okay, so we need a multimeter with a low ohms function. I don't have one to hand. I could check my Boxo multimeters. I could check our Boxo multimeters. I do have. I don't think any of them have low ohms. Sorry, this makes for boring live TV. It's going to vary. Hang on. Can somebody... Oh. Okay. on the, I'm just changing ranges here. Oh, bloody hell. Okay. Yeah, I thought that'd go up. I'm just changing ranges. We'd have to get to the megohms range before we drop. Yeah, so on the fixed megohm range, we've got 0.2 volts. All right, so unfortunately, well, okay, we will run with that. So this is outputting 0.2 volts, right? It happens. Right, okay, so let's do the mains input cap here. Let's do that. Okay, there you go. We've got low value, right? So this is DC, so this isn't an impedance thing, right? This is not an impedance thing. Okay, so you've already got, so it's slowly climbing. No, that's the cap charging up, is it? That could be the cap charging up. Yeah, because we're doing incredibly low current. All right. Let's try another one. Yeah, this is not going to work. You need a you need a low ohms meter on 0.2 ohms on the low ohms range. Yeah. Nah, this is not going to work. Pushing the brown stuff up a hill with a pointy stick there. But the thing is that you are going to have impedance in circuit. You're going to have some impedance, and it's going to screw you up. So it depends on your series shunt value, your series resistor shunt value. Yeah, so that is the problem. You'd have to do extensive testing, but I don't think you're going to get, I think you're going to have a hard time measuring accurate capacitance in circuit. Long-time viewer, thanks to you, my project will get published in Diode magazine. Good on ya, Juntendo. That's awesome. Hope it's still an appeal point in resumes and interviews. Yes, definitely. Well done. Somebody, see? Juntendo's going to go far, okay? He's going to go far in the business because he put the effort in to design a project, write it up, submit it to Diode magazine, and get it, and it's going to get published. Well done. Well done. Yep. That will certainly look good on your resume. Oh, sorry, did I miss a super chat? Yes, I'm going to do a short show today. I've already been at it now. I will only go, I might not even do 2 hours today. Yes, Mrs. EEVblog has tennis at 12 o'clock. I've got to be home at 12. So I don't even know if I can get my burger and chips. Hi Dave, I'm currently in Sydney for work. Any suggestions for what I should do today? Number one, stop sitting on the internet and watching a stupid live show. Switch off the bloody internet and get outside. Unfortunately, like, it seems to be overcast and rainy today. Oh, you're doing sea trials. What's that for? I was the Dave that asked the questions on the forum way back. Well, on the forum way back in episode 138. Yeah, I certainly remember 138 like it was yesterday. Jeez. How long have you got in Sydney? That determines what you can do. What are your interests? Wander around Sydney, of course. I'll give you a tip. In Sydney, there is the assuming that you're in the CBD. I assume that you're in the Sydney CBD. There is, near Hyde Park, at the top end of Hyde Park, there is the the longest moving walkway in the southern hemisphere. There's a little underground access at the top of Hyde Park, the moving walkway. Little known tourist attraction. There's a Dave tip, little known tourist attraction. It'll take you all the way under to over to the museum. Yep. But yeah, it's the top end of Hyde Park. If you've got the money, you can climb the Harbour Bridge. Or you can do it without money. There are ways to climb the Harbour Bridge without money. I don't know. What stuff are you into? Bike trails, Dave? Oh, sorry. There's Heinrichs. I knew it was in there. Sorry, Eric. I knew there was a super chat in there somewhere. My favourite part of the week is getting home on Friday evening, eating dinner while watching your Saturday morning live stream. Life does not suck as long as this continues to happen. Thank you, Eric. Most generous of you. I would say you need something a tad more exciting for your Friday nights, being a young fella. But, okay. Who agrees that Eric, look, he's a good-looking, strapping young lad, should be out on a Friday night, shouldn't he? Or is it nerd? One of us, nerd. So he's home on a Friday night, yeah. Yep. Who thinks Eric should get out? Or he should be a nerd like us? Leave it in the chat. Unfortunately, Bob, the burger and chips place does not open until 11:30. Their actual kitchen doesn't open until 11:30. And if I order smack on 11:30, it gives me a half-hour time thing. Maybe I can just turn up earlier and just stand there and, where's my burger? He's a nerd like us. What is the traditional Australian breakfast? Oh, gee, I don't know. Vegemite on toast? Am I being maybe Vegemite on a Sayo biscuit? Yeah, it'd have to involve, it'd probably have to involve Vegemite. Come on, it's too stereotypical. You got a park run in the morning, Chris. Have fun. Go to KFC. Yeah, it's an option. Am I going to drop in on Big Clive's chat? Isn't his one tomorrow? Somebody said it's tomorrow. I think I did get in there once. But no, I don't see his announcement, so it must be on a Sunday. I don't do work stuff on a Sunday. A bowl of kangaroo bollocks. Coffee and a Marlboro Red. Richard, you must have missed my videos. What scope is in the background with the pretty blue screen? That is the Fluke Combi scope. That is a gorgeous scope. I got that on eBay. I've done 2 videos on that recently. Go and check them out. Oh yeah, there's one thing I wanted to show you. Well, no, I can't because there's not much left, but I'll show you anyway. So let me switch cameras because I have the tools, I have the talent. Oh, oops, if I turned on. Wait until it pops up. Okay, and I can go into settings and I can change to Ta-da! Look at that. Look at that. And I'll even, as a bonus, I'll put my ugly mug up here as a bonus. Look at this. Look at this. It's pretty schmick, is it not? Yeah, you remember that, what is it, inkjet printery thing? Office, HP Office thingy? I tore down. I ripped out the strip from the scanner thing. We've got a really cool exposed die here. This is really nice. Check out the color changes. Really schmick, huh? Just absolutely gorgeous. All right, green. Whoa. Purple. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Was that a glitch in the Matrix? Wait, what the heck's going on there? What the heck was that? Anyway, isn't that very cool? This is the most I can magnify in. What the hell is that flicker on my Tagano? It isn't the stream. I can see that on my ATEM window here. Anyway, very cool, huh? There's a bare die there, and yeah. Well. Yeah, pretty groovy, huh? Anyway, this is what I wanted to show you. This is the scanner strip up the top. This is the scanner strip, and it's like it's got these. Oh, bloody hell! What is going on? What the heck is going on with my microscope? The heck? It's too beautiful for the camera to handle. Holy crap. Anyway. Whoa. Okay. That's physically doing it as I tilt the board. There's something internal to the camera. I swear. Because it's physically, look, if I turn it back, it'll do it in 3, 2, 1, now. I called it. 3, 2, 1, stop. What the? It's like an exposure thing. It's like an extreme exposure thing. I betcha I can make this go away. Watch this. Auto exposure mode. Oh, I keep forgetting the bloody buttons on. I keep forgetting the buttons on this. No. Whoa. Whoa. F. Right. Okay. So there you go. I've got manual. Oh no. Yeah, I can make that stop. I can make that stop by just going like that. What the? Please, epilepsy warning. You're not kidding. Sensitive to some HDMI data patterns. No, this is not powered up, Mike. This is not powered up. Oh, as in the HDMI output, right? Yeah, but I've never had this. I've never had this. Yeah. Yes, yeah, the plugs. I have had issues before with the HDMI output on this camera, right? I have had issues before, but not when I'm tilting the board like that, right? I can make this come and go. Watch, right? It's fine now, okay? It's not going to happen. 3, 2, 1, glitch. 3, 2, 1, stop. Hit the plugs, which I have had issue before, and it doesn't do that. It doesn't recover that quickly. It like stays off for seconds, you know. So yeah, no, it's something within the camera. Something within the camera. Yeah. Wow. Wow, that is... Okay. Hang on. Just going to get my hard drive. I'm just going to record this. So I'm going to record a second channel video. Here we go. Second channel video recording happening now. You're watching me record a live video. Hi. Say hi to my live audience as well, because this is the Saturday morning live show with Dave. And I've got a little hand puppet. He comes up and... No. Saturday morning live show. And I just discovered something really weird. I was just showing the live audience. This is this scanner strip from that teardown I did and the parts salvaging video, right? And watch this, right? It's got a nice little exposed die on here, right? It's really schmick. I'll put it back to auto exposure. There you go. Right? Check it out, right? Nice colors, but watch this. 3, 2, 1. Epilepsy warning. Look. Look. My camera's just going... This is my Tagano microscope. It's going berserk. It's going berserk. Oop. Yep. They are. Look. Wow. There's something. I've never seen this happen before. This is really weird. This is really... And look, I can make it go away. 3, 2, 1, stop. 3, 2, 1, go. There's like something to do with the exposure is causing that camera to go nuts. And if I go over here, will it happen over here? 3, 2, 1. Not quite. But it happens when I'm viewing this die. Maybe not viewed in, maybe not zoomed. No, it doesn't seem to do it when unless I'm zoomed in. So maybe it's, yeah, look, right? It's happening, okay? If I zoom out and I'm not tilting the board, it goes away. So there's something wrong with my Tagano microscope when I zoom right in. Wow. I'm going to have to send this to them and go, hey, what the heck's going on here? There's something weird. That is bizarre. It's just, yeah, once it overexposes like that, boom, it just... And yet, if I only do it, oh, look at that, that's beautiful. Light shining like that, right? And so I reckon I can make this go away if I turn the internal light off, right? So here it is, it's happening now. Hang on, I'll get it happening. Get it happening. Come on, you bastard. You can do it. There you are. And if I turn off the internal light, it's not going to do it anymore. It's pretty, the footage is fairly grainy now because I don't have my overhead lights on. But wow. Okay, now I'll turn the internal light on. It's a function of the internal light, like it's well, some weird strobe thing, like it's a weird exposure thing where it just causes, like I can understand if it's an auto exposure thing. I can set manual exposure, right? I've now got manual iris settings, right? So I can turn it down to F1, right? Oh, like that, and gain settings, right? I can set my gain like that. So if I set the gain right down, it's probably not going to happen. Yeah, no, it still happens even with the manual gain, right? So even with manual exposure mode and stuff, it still happens. Weird, huh? Something is causing that to like overload the exposure system, and it's just blanking, boom, boom. Like I can understand, like if it's just overexposes, that's fine. But it's like it's literally blanking the screen and causing these flashes, these blank flashes. Wow. Weird, huh? There you go. So I'm going to have to send that to Mr. Tagano and find out what the problem is. Catch you next time. Or if you've got any idea, leave it in the comments down below. Catch you next time. Ta-da! There you go. There's a live video. I'm going to upload that on the second channel. Hey, okay. Good point. Good point. Need to test with just a monitor connected to the microscope to rule out the video switcher. Good point. Excellent. Yes. Okay. Okay. I might have to send this to Mr. ATEM. Yeah. Yeah, it senses saturation and it does something. Yes, I think that's what's happening. I can't imagine it is the ATEM switcher. I can't see it. The ATEM switcher should pass the HDMI video. It's not processing it. It's not doing any processing. Because I can see it on my preview window here. So I know it's doing picture-in-picture and stuff, right? But it doesn't, it should not care about what video content's there. It should not care at all. No, I can actually, let me try this again. Because I think I can hear. Nah, I thought I could hear the motor in there. I can, but it only happened once. It wasn't doing it again and again when it was flickering there. Nah, it's got to be the camera. It's got to be the Tegano. I can't see how that... Okay, poll, engineering poll right now. I'm caught up to the chat. Engineering poll, who thinks it's the ATEM switcher or who thinks it's the Tegano microscope? Snap poll. Waiting for the snap poll, waiting for the 30-second delay. It's really annoying. Microscope, says Electron Wrangler. 100% it's the ATEM. Secret chip nudity filter. Tegano, microscope. Only pro engineer thinks it's the ATEM. HDMI, what does that mean? Poll, will it go away if plugged into a monitor? Right. My lights don't flicker. I don't have mains 50 Hertz flicker on my lights. No. Okay, who wants me to plug it into a monitor? Who wants me to plug it into a monitor? Oh, geez, I don't know. I've got all my cables set. Right. No. I can do it. I have the tools. I have the talent. Let me go back. Let me switch back to virtual. No, what am I doing? Camera, Blackmagic. Boom. There we go. We're back. All right. Monitor. Yep. This has a HDMI input. Okay. We have a HDMI input monitor. Let me plug it in. Yep. Okay. And I'll take my Tegano output. Hopefully I'll have the lead length. Tegano is input number 2. So, there we go. Pull. Will I have the cable length? Yes! Ta-da! Got it. Ha! That was easy. Okay. Now, Here we go. Here we go. Oh, not yet. Not yet. It could be the ATEM. Whoa. No. Wow. Really? Wow, I lost that bet. Come on. Really? It's the ATEM. You're kidding me, right? Why would the ATEM care? Why would it care? Why would it care? Okay, I'm gonna... Whoa! Battery fell off my... Yeah, that wasn't... Yeah, that was... Everything's falling apart in the lab. All right, hang on. Oh, bloody hell. Okay, I have to apologise to Mr. Tagano. Hang on. Okay, I'm going to record again. All right, looks like I have to apologise to Mr. Tagano. I don't think it's the Tagano at fault. I think it's the ATEM switcher that I'm going into, because by popular demand on my live show, people wanted to see. Most people thought it was the Tagano microscope at fault, but I cannot repeat this. I've got it plugged in directly into an external monitor now, and I cannot get it to happen. So the HDMI... Oh, no, hang on. I wasn't zoomed in. I wasn't zoomed in the whole way. Nah. Still not happening. Oh, no. 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 It is... No. It's good. It's good. I'm going to deem that to be good. The Tagano microscope is not at fault. So, Mr. ATEM, Grant Petty, I'll personally send it to Grant Petty, and who's the CEO of Black Magic, who was supposed to be on the Amp Hour, by the way. I'm going to follow up. And, yeah, it is not the HDMI output. There you go. It is the Blackmagic ATEM switcher, which I'm using to switch my live show. There you go. Wow. Why that has anything to do with the, oh, no, did that, oh, hey, no, hang on, no, hang on, it's doing it. Was that my imagination, or did that just do it? No, there we go. There's maximum exposure right there. Nah. I thought I saw it. No, maybe that was the physical connector or something dropping out as I move the monitor. But yeah, why the Blackmagic cares about what the HDMI signal is, I don't know. It's a switcher. It should just pass the information straight through. So if anyone's seen this with the Blackmagic ATEM, please let us know, because it doesn't seem to be the Tagano microscope at fault. I thought, the camera's overexposing and it's just, I don't know, chucking a wobbly or something, right? But it's not. It's not. Wow. Interesting, huh? Leave your comments down below. Catch you next time. There you go. And I'm going to put it straight back, okay? So I'm going to go straight back, straight back, straight back. There we go. We're in. Let me go back to Blackmagic. Bye-bye, Mr. Monitor. And I'll unplug you, otherwise I'll forget. And I'll just sit there forever. Okay, we're back. Haven't touched anything else? Yep, there we go. There we go. It's back. It's back. Wow. Wow. Who would have lost that bet? Everyone. Everyone. We have we have evidence in the chat that settings, Blackmagic. Wow. I am amazed. I am amazed. That is the ATEM. That is fascinating. Who would have thought? Try turn it off and on again. Try a different cable. It shouldn't matter. It's Macrovision copy protection. Wow. Could the picture-in-picture trigger the fault? No, because I'm also seeing it on, well, it shouldn't matter, right? If it does, then it's still a fault. But no, I'm also seeing it because I've got a multi-view window here. There you go. I've got a multi-view window, right? So this one, oh, you can't see it. Sorry. This one here shows the picture-in-picture. Okay, so this is the program output. You can see my VU meter here, right? So this is what's actually going live and or being recorded. But I've also got this one here, which is, well, I've also got this one, which is a live, should be a live feed from the HDMI, right? And it does it on that one too. It doesn't just do it on the mixed program output. If it did that, I would have noticed straight away. I would have noticed that, oh, it's the ATEM, obviously. Some sort of processing artifact is doing that when it's doing the picture-in-picture thing and actually switching and processing. But that's taken from the live, well, it's not taking directly from the live input. It's got to sample it and, process it and display it. But it's the same on both. So, yeah. Wow. Stunning. And look, I can show you that. See? It's both. Wow. It's definitely the transition. Once it's overexposed there, it's fine. But it's the transition to overexposed that gets it. That is, what are the odds of capturing that? I reckon I'm probably the first one to find that. I reckon that is so obscure that the guys at Blackmagic are going, no way, no way. No way. I bet you it's not our fault. And it's got to be their fault. Oh, actually, I will record that now, actually. And shooting my live show here, you can see this is my the output monitor from my ATEM switcher, which is down here. Okay, so I've got my HDMI input going here from my Tagano microscope. Okay, so it goes into the second input here. I've got it selected, and that's the output there, right? So that's the live output, live in quote marks. That's a live output, the unprocessed output, or the unprocessed input, HDMI input. And then I've got my program output over here, which has a picture-in-picture. You can see, sorry, this is really difficult. It has a picture-in-picture over there, right? So it's got my VU meter. Okay, so all of this is processed and switched. It's got to do the picture-in-picture switching, heavy processing. It's got to overlay the VU meters and everything. Yet, it's not that. You'll notice I can make this. It does it on both. It does it on both windows. So it's not just the internal picture-in-picture processing or something like that causing that. There's something. And it doesn't show up on an external monitor. There is something wrong with the Tagano. There is something wrong with the ATEM switcher. It's just, for some reason, that obscure little transition between overexposed and overexposed is causing the input to blank out. and then that transfers to the output stream. Wow. Who would have thought? I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned. So if you've seen this on a Blackmagic ATEM, there's so many users out there. I can't believe, well, maybe I'm the only one who's found this obscure this obscure little issue with the ATEM. Who would have thought that it's doing any sort of processing like that it cares what you input? It should just switch it straight through. That's its job. So, yeah, weird. Let us know in the comments down below if you've seen something like this happen with the Blackmagic ATEM, because it's definitely that. It's poor old Tegano Microscope. Apologies to Tegano. I thought everyone in the chat thought it was the Tegano Microscope at fault. That was the obvious reason. You wouldn't suspect the switcher. There was only like one person, I think, who suspected the switcher. There you go. Leave your thoughts, comments down below. Catch you next time. So there you go. That's me doing a live video, and after this I will just edit that together. In fact, I might leave in 10 minutes or something, and I will I will stitch that together as a second channel, just second channel video. Who thinks I should put it on the main channel? Who thinks that's main channel worthy? Snap poll in the chat. Main or second channel? Main or second channel for that? It's not that I put much work into it. It's probably not worthy of a main channel? Main channel. Main channel. Third channel, says Okirka. Second channel, second channel. If you figure it out, go main channel. Oh, okay, right, yeah. The problem together with this solution should be main channel. Someone says, yes, main channel. Second, not main channel. Main channel only with a fixed cause, yeah, I tend to agree. First channel if I can fix it, yeah, okay. Yeah, it needs more investigation. I agree. It needs more than just 5 minutes of effort to go on the main channel, I think. Yeah. When I'm old, I want to be like you. I'm in my robe working for HP as an electronic engineer. Awesome. Thank you. When you're old like me. Thanks. Yeah, problem plus fix. Okay, most people seem to think, yeah, I need to put more effort into it from the main channel. Yep, I totally agree. Yep. I'd at least have to put more investigation to figure out, you know, to actually get under it. And like, I could maybe use a different example to replicate it. Somebody mentioned a CD or something to put under there because that actually reflects light and can give large exposure changes and stuff. Yeah. Yep. Yep. David reckons mix main channel if there's a solution. Yeah. Main channel with the repair video. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yep. All right. Second channel. The poll is herewith ended. There you go. Wow. Please try a new HDMI cable, preferably 1.3. Why? Like, I don't... Does anyone think the HDMI cable is going to be the problem? Does anyone think HDMI? I don't even know what HDMI cable I'm using. But surely, come on. I mean... high-speed cable with Ethernet. It's a Henrico brand. High-speed HDMI cable with Ethernet. That's all it says. Type 20276. It's got E360. Is that 649? It's either 649 or 849. High-speed HDMI cable. You know, I can't see how it can be. No. Yeah, I agree. It's got to be the HDMI capture. I totally agree, Mike. I can't see it being the cable. It ain't the cable, yeah. Yeah, in theory, like, yeah, maybe, but no. Yes, people saying could be the... Some people saying could be the cable. Others saying no, definitely not. I'm on the side of definitely not. But then again, I was on the side of definitely not. Definitely not ATEM. It was the Tegano switcher. So, you know, wow. It's the HDMI capture. Blackmagic will know. I reckon Blackmagic don't know about this. I reckon I'm the first. I bet you. Because, like, this is the, like, it's not some obscure feature. This is a fundamental feature of a video switcher, is to switch the video, is to take the video from the input, switch it to the output without it getting all the heebie-jeebies, right? So I'd be, like, if anyone else saw this, I'm sure they would have reported. It'd be number one priority. It'd be number one. Seriously, if I was on the team for the ATEM, anything to do with video capture, video processing would be number one priority. That's its job. Got to try one of those gold-plated oxygen-free, yeah. Yeah, you agree, Rob. It's a unique application which is unlikely to be tested. Yeah, I reckon, yeah, some sort of, yep. Yep. Oh, you search Google already, BatTube? Okay, BatTube, search Google, can't find a relatable issue. Search Google. Did I say YouTube? Someone, Das Breaker, has bet on limited RGB color 0 to 235. Interesting. Try a different ATEM input. Could be a hardware fault. Oh, well, that's easy enough to do. But I doubt it. I'd be stunned. Okay. Oh, focus, you bastard. Hang on. Nah, still doing it. Still doing it. Nope. Nopey dope. But then again, is it a dual chip? I can't remember the teardown of this. Is there like a dual, is there one chip handling like two inputs or something? I can't remember if it was, I just switched it to the chip next. So you'd have to test all stuff like that. You would have to go through and systematically, like, trial this. It's probably not supporting all the color space options. Okay. Interesting. 4 minutes left to try other HDMI cable. Hurry. I'd have to get a HDMI mini to, oh, God, okay. I'll see if I can get a mini. Hang on. Okay, I might have one. Actually, yeah, hang on. What's this? Yep. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, have the tools, have the talent. Look at this. What the hell is this one? Oh, God, I can barely read that. Made in China. Dodgy. Dodgy. High-speed HDMI cable. It's another cheapie. Sorry. Like, I don't think I'm going to get a name brand. Let's put it that way. Right? So. But I think everyone would be happy with just a separate. Ta-da! There we go. Okay, focus. Ta-da! It ate the cable. Sorry. Doing exactly the same fault under the exact same circumstances. It ate the cable. It ate the cable. I won't bother shooting any more video from that. I'll just do a text over thing saying we also tried another cable, another El Cheapo cable, and it wasn't it. So there you go. Wow. Wow. Might be an issue with the video alignment because the image jumps around like crazy. Could be alien 5G interference. Yeah. 5. I reckon my money's on the 5G. Yeah. Real fiber for data, $130. Really? You can get ones with like little fiber transmitters and receivers, can you? Wow. Plenty of fake ones. Yeah, but I'm surprised they're only $130. Actually, that'd be a fair bit of effort. You'd have to power both ends. Yep, I just tilted the PCB. That's all I did. Yeah, it's the fast color. It is the fast color exposer processing glitch. Somehow the processing is delayed, so it's not buffered fast enough to process the image in time properly. Yeah, but why? But a switcher, I can understand the camera. That's why I and everyone else thought it was the camera, because the camera does exposure, right? That's one of its jobs. A HDMI switcher should not do any exposure processing at all. It should simply pass the HDMI signal straight through. Well, you know, it captures it and then sends it out, I guess. But yeah. Oh, but no, it uses the HDMI receiver chip. See, here's the, like, if I was to do a proper main channel video, here's the, you know, the rabbit hole I would go down. I'd go back to my teardown of this, find out which chip. It's in Analog Devices, I think, HDMI processor receiver chip. You'd go in there and you'd check the HDMI receiver chip, and you'd do all that sort of stuff, right? So if I was to put like a, you know, half a day or a day's work into it, like, and do a proper video, I would go down that rabbit hole, right? But now, no, I think I'll just shove it up on the second channel. Having rapidly vary in the image or video stream should be part of EMC testing the ATEM. Yeah, you'd think so. Yeah. Yeah, I could, you know, you could generate, if you wanted to test this properly, yeah, you'd have to do an extensive test rig that generated, you know, some sort of video pattern generator that could, do ATEM have any settings for contrast enhancement? Not that I'm aware of. I can go in there right now and check. This will probably be the last thing because it's 11:15. I want to call it quits. No switcher. I won't show you this because it's got my stream key. I don't think so. I don't. Well, no, you can. Okay, in camera, I can actually show you this. Okay, in camera, you can adjust all sorts of stuff. You can do all sorts of stuff, actually. So you might, there might be something there, Mike. Somebody says, bingo, could be one of those weird things to do with HDMI black level being 0 to 255 full instead of 16 to 235 limited, but usually that just makes the blacks crushed bloomed if it's wrong. Interesting. You're speaking from experience there, I'm sure. Yeah, that's interesting. So, screen share, here you go. There you are. So, yeah, like it does, so here's the Tagano channel, for example. Lift, we can do gamma correction, we can do gain correction. So it does all this. It can do all this magic in well, in software, in HDMI, HTML. It does it all in the FPGA, I think. But yeah, it can do gain. It can. I don't know what filter is. It jumps up in 2 increments. See, I don't know any of this stuff. Detail off, default detail, medium detail, high detail. Oh. First time I've ever seen that. Oh, the color bars. Okay, so I can switch to color bars, right? Okay, that's if we switch in a color bar. Okay, but yeah, it's got gain, gamma, lift. It's got color balancing. We can do all that. We can do all that processing. There's a hell of a lot of processing involved in there. But why it would blank out? Like, why it would blank out? That's really weird. That is very strange. I just got here. I've got no idea, but it's the most expensive part of the thing is usually the issue. Okay, it's the FPGA chip. We are just talking about that. It's the FPGA chip is the most expensive thing in this. So it's got to be that. It's got to be that at fault. It can't be the HDMI receiver chip, the analog device's HDMI receiver. Can't be anything. HDCP protected signal. Are the crystals properly aligned in the cable? Yeah. They do actually have different HDMI receivers in here for different channels. So, you know, this is all part of the process of like nailing this down, because you can only, does it only support 4K on 4 of them or something? Or it only supports something on 4 of them instead of 8 inputs? Or, you know, it physically uses, if you have a look at my teardown video, it physically uses a different HDMI receiver chip. Yeah, see, there's another thing you could try, like just try a different microscope. You know, it could still be the Tegano, right? It still could be the Tegano outputting some non-standardy kind of thing. Like, I don't know my HDMI standard, right? So it could be like non-compliant in some way. I do know that, don't know if you can see that. Do you know that? See that? This is the original cable supplied with the Tegano. This is the original HDMI cable, and it actually has Tegano on it. It actually has Tegano labeled on it because I think they did have an issue. I think Tegano did have an issue with the HDMI, that they had to say, no, you have to use our cable. So, you know, But then again, right, why the monitor handled it and the ATEM didn't, right? The ATEM did not handle it. So, you know, it could be both at fault. I would say, yeah, the ATEM is not, at the very least, the ATEM is not robust enough like we saw it on the screen, right? So that monitor, whatever HDMI receiver that used, it and whatever processing it's doing, it worked fine. So that's interesting. That's absolutely fascinating. Lewis Rossman had an issue with HDMI capture card microscope camera. I think it may have been Blackmagic, and they told him that medical cameras were not supported. Yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah. I reckon the ATEM is just not as robust. It's not as robust as that LCD monitor we used, which had no problems actually receiving that. So, you know, okay, the Tegano might be slightly non-compliant or something, but the Blackmagic should handle it. It shouldn't blank out like that. I think that's a pretty bad failure mode. The problem seems to be in transition between colors. That makes sense from a video compression point of view if too many pixels are changing too rapidly. Interesting. Interesting. I reckon I'm going to send, this video is going to send the ATEM team into a loop. I reckon they're going to be chasing their tail for weeks, trying to figure out what this is. Get out and fight for your freedoms before you become North Korea. Honk honk, freedoms. ATEM tries to convert all inputs to match cam 1 in, so it is probably a conversion codec. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's something weird in the ATEM. Man. I've already tried swapping the HDMI. Or am I way behind on the chat? Oh, I'm behind on the chat again, am I? Of course I'm behind on the chat. Honk. Can I get something to pre-process the video so ATEM will receive a different signal? See, once again, that is another interesting test that would have been part of if I did a full video investigation on this. I would have, but it isn't my job to do it, right? I don't want to spend, like, it's not that interesting, right? It's a fault with, like, it's a compatibility issue with a Blackmagic ATEM switcher. I don't necessarily want to spend the time to do it, right? I just want to upload the video and go, here you go, hot potato. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Ah, see, that's interesting. I wonder if you can record the Tagano output video. I can, and play it back through the ATEM. I can. That is technically possible. A bit of a pain in the ass, but I could do that. I could do that. There's like, right. Blackmagic gear historically has various limitations, but it also costs like 1/5 of the name brand stuff. Yeah, yeah. You get what you pay for, I guess. Just want to share a fun bug I fixed at work. We have an induction power telemetry unit that will cut out at speed. Issue was the inductor loop growing with centrifugal force. Adding a cap fixed it. Wow. How long did that take you? I've had weird shit like that. Like, it's, oh man. Yeah. Yeah, no. The recording's not the actual HDMI signal, but we're talking about like the transition between, like the sudden transition between like colors and things. But yeah, no, I think it's I would bet money, I would bet serious money that if we recorded the output and played it back through, you wouldn't get the problem. I think the problem is the HDMI source and potentially not 100% compatible HDMI source, don't know. Or maybe it's just on the margin of something somewhere and the Blackmagic can't handle it. Oh yeah, I'd be surprised if they couldn't fix it in firmware. Yeah, totally. I'd be stunned. But the problem is nailing and reproducing the problem. It may only be that it can be reproduced here with this board on this microscope, with this microscope source into, like, it. I wouldn't surprise me if they came back to me and said, hey, we can't reproduce this. You know, they send somebody over here to try and, right? That'd make for a great video. Imagine if Blackmagic sent Grant Petty himself, the CEO. Grant Petty comes to the EEVblog lab and tries to troubleshoot the FPGA in the bloody ATEM switcher. That'd be great. That'd be great. Oh man. When will the next electronics YouTubers meet up? I have no idea. I haven't thought about it. Sorry. Anyway, I might go now because I want to edit that video and upload it. I want to edit the video and upload it. So, thank you, everyone. Yes, just have him on the podcast. Yeah. So, everyone, thank you for joining me. Otherwise, I'll be here forever. I will literally be here forever. Yep. All right. Thanks, everyone. Catch you next time.